Sarah asked if I would come and just explain a little bit more about the education strategies for kids with fetal alcohol spectrum disorders. And so I guess the first thing I'd like to say is that the education piece, although it can be frustrating, more so for parents, I think, than it is for teachers. The biggest frustration there is that many of our students do not qualify for any special education services. Or if your processing ability is hindered by brain damage due to fetal alcohol spectrum disorders, you are not taking that information in, integrating it, and remembering it like that of your typical peers. So when we say they can learn, but they learn at a different pace, they can learn. They can learn in small group settings or one-on-one settings. Obviously, that's ideal, but very few schools have that ability. And they can learn with repetition. And they can learn with structure. And they can learn with multisensory techniques. So really getting in there and experiencing what you're asking them to learn. The only problem is that there is no prescribed program for kids with fetal alcohol in the public school system. So there's been one program researched that I know of now that we have some data back on, and that's one that Claire Coles has been piloting for quite a while, and it's a math program. But other than that, people want to know, well, what do you do with these kids in school? Well, first of all, you look at their ability to function in the school setting. When we talk about the functional assessment, we do it because people need to know, how this person really is truly functioning in the environment. And so we talk about what their strengths and interests are. What are their strengths and interests just in life in general? Because that's one thing I think we skip over a lot when we do evaluations for kids in schools. We don't really look at the positives. All we want to know is, where's the low score? Where's the low score? That's what we need to work on. So we talk about their strengths and interests. We talk about their skill levels. So we do want to know what level they're actually functioning at using those formal assessments. So we know that that's where we need to start with them when we are educating them. We want to know about their attention and distractibility in all different kinds of settings. So what is their ability to attend in the classroom setting? What is their ability to attend in, let's say, a large group setting? What's their ability to attend in a small group setting? So we know exactly what is going to help them with their attention difficulties in the classroom. So we need to know what their independence level for work tasks is. Many times these kids they look great in the classroom. Let me tell you, I go in and observe all the time. And these kids are like pretty much angels when I'm there observing them. In a large group classroom, for the most part, they will sit and they will look like they're attending. I visited 2 kids yesterday in school. One of them is really hyperactive. The other one is really calm. And she is like the teacher's pet because she sits in the front row. She's always quiet. She's never causing any disruptions. But then we get into the meeting with her parents and her teacher after school, and it's like, you know what? Her mom says when she looks like that, it's great because we don't have to deal with any behavior problems, and the teacher doesn't have to deal with any behavior problems. But this girl is so lost, you wouldn't believe it. And many times I'll go into classrooms and sit and look at kids, and they are sitting nicely, they're attending nicely, they look like they're listening, but if you ask them a question about what the teacher just said, many times they have not a clue. What's their ability to follow routine? Most of these kids are routine oriented, they love routines, and they thrive on routines once they get them in here. So what is their level right now to follow a routine? Are they having to be told over and over again, get up, it's time to go get ready for lunch, get up, it's your turn. Are they able to remember what happens when my pencil breaks? What's the routine in this classroom for when my pencil breaks? What do I do? How do I go to the bathroom? How do I ask to go to the bathroom? How do I get out when I need to go to the bathroom? Those are the types of routines that need to be taught and that they thrive on. These kids like the routine because they feel more secure because they know what's coming up. These kids learn best through experience. So if you want to teach them shopping, money skills, it's best to actually go out into the community and use money to teach them those skills rather than doing it in the classroom. Although I know that we can't go out in the community every day. Number one, where's the money to do that? And number two, there's just lots of logistics about that. So set it up in your classroom if you have to, but make it as realistic as possible. Use real money. Use real news. Okay, don't. In a safe. Or play money, whatever you need to use. But use real, newspaper ads with coupons in them, with pictures, real pictures of real products and what their prices are and things like that. And that's the way you teach them. You teach them through experiences rather than like what I'm doing right now by sitting up here and just giving you a bunch of verbal information.